Hello, I am your host, Keith. You are a man of letters, here to bring you knowledge, information, and entertainment. Thank you. Welcome back for all the old squad, and for the new ones, I hope you take a second to subscribe to the channel, or at least consider doing so, and I thank you for that. Let's get on to it. The 3 reasons why you'll never see me do a law of attraction video. 1, I'm kind of a hater. I think it's the Aries in me, but I don't want to follow everyone else. Everyone just parrots information all across the internet, whether it's from aliens to law of attraction to star seeds and shit. Everyone just parrots information from everyone else. If you want to hear the 3 ways the law of attraction can work for you, then you can go check out Ralph Smart's video. I don't know, or whoever does the law of attraction videos. Reason number 1 why you'll never see me make a law of attraction video is because it does not exist. The law of attraction, in that like attracts like, does not exist. Plain and simple. Here's one example that will destroy the whole thing. If like attracted like, then 2 positive poles of a magnet would not repel each other. They would attract each other because like attracts like, right? Wrong. What we see is that the negative side of a magnet is attracted to the positive side. Opposites are the same thing, which is why the opposite end of a positive which is why positive attracts a negative, because positive and negative are the same thing, 2 sides to the same coin. Dark is attracted to light, light is attracted to dark, because both light and dark are the same thing. Happiness and sadness go hand in hand because those 2 things are the same thing. Opposites are identical in nature, but vary in scale, vary in degree. Here's a perfect example of that. Hot and cold are the same exact thing, heat energy. The only difference is where they exist on the scale of temperature. Today, it's 68 degrees. Tonight, it will be 45 degrees. So you're still measuring the same exact thing, temperature. The only difference is where it exists on the scale. Now, your perception of that scale will say it is either hot or it is either cold, right? 68 can be hot or cold, depending upon the situation. 45 can be either hot or cold, again, depending upon the situation. So, without getting too deep into the philosophy or into how the universe actually works, and I will say to you that the law of attraction does not exist, which is the 2nd reason why you'll never see me doing law of attraction videos. Now, the 3rd reason I don't do law of attraction videos is because every video I ever put up, period, teaches law of attraction. It's not slapped with a fancy clickbait, feel-good, run-of-the-mill title. Because I, again, for the reasons that I've already stated, I don't want to be like everyone else, the Aries in me. And 2, because law of attraction actually doesn't exist. So if you're saying, Keith, law of attraction doesn't exist, what does exist? Well, the universe is simple and it is complex. Source, oneness, infinity is simple. It says that we are all one. We all come from the same conscious thing, whether that conscious thing is God or prana or energy or life force, whatever, or the force, whatever label we want to put on it. There is an intelligent substance that contains existence and pervades existence, and from existence everything comes. It is undefinable in that it can be anything. Okay, so that's what existence is. And to create from existence is not to simply say like attracts like, and you hold certain thoughts and certain things happen. That's, technically speaking, 1/7, maybe 2/7 of the story. I do teach law of attraction, but I don't teach it as you're used to hearing it. So again, this isn't one of my videos on how the mechanics of the universe work. You can get my book for that, or watch all the free material. I have hundreds of hours of free material on my YouTube channel to learn how to manifest, to learn why you're not manifesting, to learn the gaps that you have, to figure out why someone can say like attracts like, yet two positive poles of a magnet repel each other. In fact, the stronger you make those two positive poles, the stronger they repel each other. I'll put in about 90 seconds of explanation on what the law of attraction is. But according to the Hermetics, the alchemists, the Leonardo da Vinci's and Isaac Newtons of the world, it's not like attracts like. The lesson should go like this. There are frequencies in existence. Everything, every thought has a frequency. Every action, every emotion has a frequency. Now, when you get these frequencies to match, they evoke things. So don't think of like attracts like. It's not about attracting. It's like evokes like. Like stimulates like. And the perfect example that I give in more detail in the book is there's something called resonance. Resonance is more or less the synchronous vibration of a neighboring object. So a physical example of this is a violin string. So you take a violin string, you pluck it. So you pluck the E string of the violin. That E string will vibrate and will send out a frequency, a measurable physical frequency. Now, if there's another violin in the room that's tuned to the same E string, right? Say they're both in tune to the right frequency of what E should be. The neighboring violin will vibrate. The E string will vibrate without being touched. So again, you have two violins. You pluck the E string on one. The violin string that was not plucked will also vibrate because there is something called resonance. Match things of the same frequency in a vicinity, in a close proximity to the other vibrating string will also vibrate. Now, because we live in a holographic universe, which is where the term as above, so below comes from, this principle of resonance happens on every level: the spiritual, the mental, and the physical, the body and the mind and the soul. Every level operates with the same exact laws, but again, they operate to varying degree. When we have a certain thought pattern, we start to evoke certain things in our world, which makes it more noticeable. Think of synchronicities, like I've been here before, or serendipitous events where you have an overwhelming feel of a surreal reality, almost like you're dreaming or you're not dreaming, or you're so hyper aware of the present moment that it almost feels as if you're in a dream. The same way when wheels spin so fast they appear to be moving still or not moving at all, or moving in reverse. That's what a serendipitous event is, and that is caused by almost a mirrored, or again, a resonated, because it's reflected back, vibration, perception, understanding of a particular moment. This is a moment evoked, a feeling evoked, a circumstance being brought into life, not because it wasn't there to begin with, but because it was always there, it just hadn't been woken up. Like the E string on the violin. One E string made the other E string vibrate. The other E string was already there, but it was asleep. It took the synchronous vibrations, aka the resonance of another string, to stimulate it. That awakening is the law of attraction. So do you see how the law of attraction just doesn't make any sense? The violin string doesn't pull the other string towards it. The violin string doesn't magically make another violin string appear. It's stimulating what's already there. Because since we come from an infinite source that's pervading everything, then that means everything is already in existence, more or less, but it just hasn't had a chance to be evoked yet. It hasn't had a chance to materialize yet. Whether it hasn't been evoked for existence, period, or for you, period. And what I mean by that is yellow cars exist everywhere. But it's not until you buy a yellow car until you start seeing hundreds of yellow cards all over. It's not that there's more yellow cars. It's just that you are now conscious of yellow cars. A yellow car is something in your mind, right in the front of your mind, which means you are going to evoke all the yellow cars in your vicinity. You see what I'm saying? You see how it's more about an evocation, a bringing to life more than it is a just attracting things? So back to the point of this video, the 3 reasons why I refuse to make law of attraction videos. If you watch my videos from here, I'm kind of a hater, but not a hater in like a bad way, without reason. I have a video on astral projection, for example, where I call BS on 9 out of 10 YouTubers who teach astral projection, because I don't think they can. I don't think they can teach astral projection. How to astral project tonight, or this meditation will have you astral projecting or lucid dreaming within 6 hours. And it's like, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I call BS. That's just how I am. That's how I come in hot on people. You know what I mean? What do you want from me? So if you feel like coming in hot on me, by all means, leave a comment. Tell me where you think I'm wrong. It's not until we are defined that we really come to terms with our beliefs. And we are defined by people who oppose us. Again, we are defined by our opposites. That's why opposites exist. Cold exists to define heat. Sadness exists to define happiness. Fear exists to define courage. But they are all the same thing. Feel free, in other words, is what I'm getting at, to challenge what I'm saying. Leave a note. Tell me where your head's at. Or if you do agree with me, let me know how I can vary what I'm saying. The whole purpose of spirituality is a quest for truth, you guys. The whole reason you're watching this video, you're watching law of attraction videos, you're watching videos on spirituality and self-help, is because you want to find out how the world works. What are the mechanisms of existence? What are the patterns that are out in the world, so that I can take those and apply them to my life, so I can be a player of the chess game instead of a pawn of the chess game, right? The rules do not change, but your role within the game does. And that's the whole goal of spirituality, of self-exploration, of discovery, of learning, of knowledge, is to not take things verbatim. One of the heaviest criticisms that spirituality uses against religion is that religion can turn into dogma. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's why I kind of fell off of religion, because I also agree that it is dogma. I gotta wrap it up. This is the end of the video. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you in the next one.